Doug Kite here with Zach Cox, breaking down the winners and losers of the 2020 NFL Draft, in essence draft coverage presented by Cross Insurance. And I'll start out with my winners. First up, Denver Broncos. I think they wound up getting a steal in Jerry Jeudy. Wound up picking up a lot of players that I really liked in this draft. KJ Hamler, big play threat at wide receiver. McTelvin Ajim, a very athletic defensive tackle. And tight end Albert Okwuegbunam, who reunites with his old quarterback in Missouri, Drew Lock. Second winner, New Orleans Saints. They kept it tight, only 4 picks, but I think that Cesar Ruiz, Zach Bond, and Adam Troutman all could wind up being great picks. And they got maybe the potential future Taysom Hill in quarterback Tommy Stevens. Finally, the Cincinnati Bengals. You can't go wrong with Joe Burrow, one of the best quarterback prospects in recent memory. Then they got T. Higgins in the second round. That could also wind up being a steal if he winds up outplaying his testing numbers. The Bengals always keep it chalk, and they did the same thing in this class with Logan Wilson, Akeem Davis, Gaither, Khalid Kareem, a lot of guys that I really liked in this draft. Zach, who are your big winners?
I think my biggest winner is probably the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of people didn't think that Patrick Queen was going to fall all the way down to number 28. They were able to scoop him up there. They got J.K. Dobbins at 55 to complement Mark Ingram. Justin Madubuike was a guy that some people were thinking would go a little bit higher than 71. Devin Duvernay, the wide receiver from Texas. I know John Harbaugh was very excited when the Patriots did not pick him because he was able to fall to them at number 92. And then they kind of rounded it out with a lot of people that we both thought would have been good fits for the Patriots, and Malik Harrison, James Prochet, Geno Stone. So I think they definitely did very well for themselves. Also, the Dallas Cowboys, you can view CeeDee Lamb as a luxury pick at number 17 because the Cowboys are already pretty well stocked at wide receiver. But if arguably the best receiver in the class falls to that point, I think you got to go ahead and take him. They did. I think he's going to be a very good addition to that very explosive offense. Trevon Diggs, second round, also a very good pick for them. And then my third is the Buffalo Bills. Not really a super flashy draft class, but if you include the fact that they traded their first-round pick for Stephon Diggs, then they were able to get A.J. Epinesa, who was considered a late first-round prospect by a lot of people, in the second round. I think those are 2 very good quote-unquote picks in the first 2 rounds. And then I also like them scooping up Jake Fromm in the 5th. Josh Allen he's their franchise guy, but he's still a little shaky, and I think getting a reliable backup like Fromm was definitely a good move.
So on my losers side, number 1, sorry, Green Bay Packers. I'm just not quite sure how they improved in this draft. Traded up to get Jordan Love in the first round. That's not going to help them in 2020. Got a running back. I like A.J. Dillon, but Aaron Jones is already a pretty solid running back. And then it appeared like they picked a tight end in the 3rd round, but they said that they plan on playing Josiah DeGuara at fullback. So a fullback in the 3rd round, extremely high. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Reagor, very fast, but I think that there were better wide receivers still on the board at that point. Then they took Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round, and I liked Jalen Hurts as a fit for the Patriots in the 3rd round, but taking him in the 2nd when you've already got a quarterback in Carson Wentz seems like a little bit of a reach to me. Number 3, running it out, the Seahawks. They always do this. They always go way off the board with their picks. Their linebacker, Jordan Brooks, who wound up going in the 1st round for them, could wind up being a solid player, but I don't think that, Seahawks reporters or fans really thought that linebacker was a key need for that Seahawks team, and they might have been able to get him later in the draft. And overall, it was just a very strange draft class for the Seahawks, but that's sort of what we have grown accustomed to seeing from Seattle. Who are your losers, Zach?
Well, my number 1 is one of them that you already mentioned. That's the Green Bay Packers. I think that Josiah DeGuara pick, especially if they are planning on playing him at fullback, is even stranger than the Jordan Love pick in the 1st round. If you're going to get not really much kind of immediate production out of your top 3 picks, other than maybe having one of them play fullback, I don't think that's a very good haul. And other one I want to mention is the Las Vegas Raiders. They had a very Raiders 1st round where they targeted Henry Ruggs over Jerry Jeudy, over CeeDee Lamb. I think that was a dangerous pick. I do like Ruggs as a player, but he is a kind of a pure speed guy. Definitely fits the Al Davis style there. But I think they could regret drafting him over Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb. And then Damon Arnett, the cornerback, later in the 1st round, was a player that a lot of people didn't think was going to go until kind of mid-day 2. So it was a little bit of a 2 questionable picks off the top there. I also thought they might have drafted Tanner Muse, the safety linebacker, who I like as a player, but I think at number 100 might have been a little bit high for him. So overall, this was an odd draft for someone, especially for someone like Mike Mayock, who's their GM, that's been so plugged into the draft for so many years. It was a couple strange decisions in there.
One more note on the Packers, didn't take a wide receiver. So Aaron Rodgers can't be very happy with a quarterback in the first round, a fullback in the third round, and no receiver help.